right, the next match is against AJ Styles.
She can't do it.
Um,
There's only 4 dates left.
I don't give a fuck.
That's it. There's
I
only
don't give a
4.
fuck.
I'm just saying you don't have to
No,
deal with it for much
no. I have
longer.
to have this stomach virus,
for
for 4 more
till when is it?
times.
December
I have to
12th?
stay
I
sick.
think December 12th is
I
when
have to be ill
the
4 more times. Give me a
I'm so
break.
chill.
Give me a break.
Yes. So
It's
we're
like I
gonna
want to beat this cancer already. I need it to be gone, okay?
don't say that word out loud. He grants make a wishes like nobody's
Oh my
business.
god.
That's how you summon him.
Ugh.
it's through the goddamn make
Oh
a
my
wish.
god. All right. So, what do you want to say about this? I'm
Well,
not
we
going to
already kind
say
of harped on
much.
it. We already talked about it kind of a little bit. This match was one of the longer matches on the card, 27
27
minutes.
minutes.
But um, the the outlandish just mindset around this match is kind of what pisses me off the most. I'm not saying that it was a terrible match at all, but people really did walk away from this match. I saw it all over my feed. I saw it on dirt sheets. I saw it in videos
Thinking it
that
was
people
the
were making.
greatest shit
That it
ever.
was that it wasn't even the best match on the card. It's one of the greatest WWE matches of all time, and I had to almost choke on oxygen when I heard it. Because I'm just
It
like, why does it have to be the greatest thing
it
of all
it
time?
can't be the greatest thing of all time when the commentators are comparing it to playing a
Yeah.
WWE
Yes.
game
Exactly. They were
and doing a
saying it on the
wrestling match
broadcast.
and saying, somebody keeps doing these combos and doing people's finishers in the ring. It's like making your own character and just letting them do every wrestler's moves. It was too much. And the thing is that there was a moment when was doing somebody's move,
Jesus
and
Christ.
I remember you saying, "Oh my god, I didn't even know he knows how to do that move," and then he did it, and then we both said, "Oh no, he does not know how to do that
Oh, I
move."
wish I could remember what that was. Yeah, it was a
So
specific
he's
move.
taking people's moves. He's not
Yeah.
even
There's a
doing it
reason he doesn't do
correctly.
that move. Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
his setup looked wonky. I
Nah.
mean, and just like clumsy, and you can tell he was just doing it to have fun, and it wasn't real. You know what I
I got
mean?
taken out of it because I know a lot of people got what a lot of people loved about the match is kind of what took me out of the match, and it was the fact that it took them back to when they were kids, playing in their bedroom, playing with their siblings, playing with their friends.
Yeah.
Whenever they got a hold of a gym mat, they would just start doing like to them that was nostalgic. To them that was like, oh, it took me back. To me, it took me out of the match that was happening.
And then they placated to the audience midway when the
Oh, the
audience,
619 thing.
yeah, when the audience was like, "Do the
Yeah,
six one
because
nine,"
now
and
all
then
of a
they
sudden the
and then
fans
they
are
set
getting
that up.
the fans are getting hip to the idea now that they're
Yeah.
just doing shit.
Yeah. So then
So
they
they're
want
like,
to
all right,
call a
yeah. So
a
now it's like,
move.
oh, since we're just doing whatever,
Do
fuck
this
it, do
move.
this one, right? Yeah, it's
Yeah.
yeah. And it was an outlandish chant. It was like 619. Okay, Styles in his day, obviously very athletic, but this is Grandpa Styles. Who in this ring right now was doing the 619? And you could see
And
him talk.
everybody thought,
You could see everybody.
thought,
You could see the two of
like,
them talking to each other. And all of a sudden, drop toe hole into the ropes. And I'm like, all I can think about in the moment as I'm watching this is going, cut his ass off. Don't let John try this. And he did. He cut him off. But I was just like, for fuck's sake. Yeah, so no, it was just. I mean, fan service is not exactly a terrible thing. And if you enjoyed the match for what they did, that's fine.
it wasn't.
I got taken
You can,
completely out of it.
yeah, you can have fun during the match. You can have fun enjoying it, but calling it the best match of the year,
Yeah, and one of the things that I saw online that was more along the line of my thinking. I couldn't articulate exactly specifically what it was that pissed me off the most, but somebody online that I read on my feed actually didn't like the match either. I had fun with the match. I just didn't like the way this whole thing flowed. I didn't like what was done. He outright hated it. And one of the things that he said he hated about it the most, he goes, he was disappointed in the two men involved because of their veteran status, because of their leadership status, because of the respect that they have. One of the most traditional things that you learn very, very early on in the business is to protect your finish. That's one of the earliest things that
And
you
of
learn.
course, would shit on that. So I
Well, you know
bet you
what?
that was his
But you
idea.
know what though? I can't just go with because Styles did it too, and it wasn't like they were just stealing moves for the sake of stealing moves. Cena was doing the tribute to some of his greatest opponents, and so was Styles. That's why there was a lot of people who didn't realize Styles was doing it because they don't know that's Angel's Wings from Christopher Daniels. That's whoa neck breaker. That's our name for it. From Frankie Kazarian, like he was doing his. Everyone, oh, super kick. That's for Shawn Michaels. No, that was actually a James Storm finish. That's the Eye of the Storm. So he was going down the line. He's doing Bobby Roode, all of his friends from TNA, and John's doing all of his best rivals moves or whatever. And that was one of the things that he brought up. That I think that's what was bothering me subconsciously because it's skull crushing finale. It's Tombstone. Well, the Tombstone actually did partake into the finish, but just all the other stuff. It wasn't like they did set up moves from their rivals building toward the big finish. They were doing the finishing moves,
One right after the
one
other.
right after the other, complete with setup. Because John put AJ onto the second rope for that Randy Orton DDT. He even did the whole the facial expression, drops the DDT, does the finger deal, slides back into the slither and does the whole stalk just like Randy. He starts hitting the mat, and I'm thinking he's gonna get cut off. This is way too much of a setup. Nope. He does the punch to the mat. AJ turns around, fucking straight up RKO. Randy Orton has used that exact setup, the DDT into the slither, into an RKO as a 1-2-3 for over 20 years. And he just boom and then kick out. And then boom. And it was just over and over and over and over. This is the Super Cena shit. This is the main event type match that people criticized when it was the thing to do all the time. Remember, it was like, oh, nothing can beat him. Nothing can beat him. That was one of the most of all of the like you have a hate for Cena that goes all the way back to the beginning, but for the people who joined your bandwagon over time, that was the criticism. He kicks out of everything. He can't be beat. Even if you can agree with the fact that he wrestles or can't wrestle, whatever the case may be, it doesn't even matter. He doesn't need to wrestle. He just kicks out of everything. That was the whole criticism about him, his whole career. Then he stopped doing it, so people kind of slowed down on it. Now in this particular match, he goes balls out. He takes 18 finishes. He fucking kicks out of everything. They slipped at SummerSlam. When he wrestled Cody, they did the same thing. It was crossroads, 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 kick, kick, kick. And they said it on commentary. He's back to Super Cena. They said it on the commentary. This was the goddamn criticism. So this is the way you're going to go out. That's the way you've chosen to end it now. With validating the criticism of before. That was the whole thing you were trying to get away from. And then he spent a year or two doing jobs, the Austin Theory and Solo Sokoa. And he was doing all these jobs to all these young guys. And then the farewell tour hit. And you're thinking to yourself, all right, this is where he's going to chill and go out on his shield. Like, blah, 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 blah. Then they did the heel turn. I defended the heel turn. I defended the switch. I couldn't defend anything after the Lesnar match. Because that's the one time he didn't kick out. No, I can't say because he was kicking out of F5s then too. Against Lesnar at WrestlePalooza. So it's all, this whole year, this whole farewell tour, it's been right back to what,
Being stupid.
this is what he was criticized all those years for. This exact style right here. And then he dragged AJ Styles into it. I was very disappointed in Styles. I couldn't believe what I was watching. But they, I'm sure, had their conversation and there's like, this is what we're going to do. It's like, okay, this is what we're going to do. And then people got upset. I think you were also upset about the same thing when it happened, that AJ had just announced the writing's been on the wall. He's been mentioning it on different podcasts and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But this was the first time on WWE television that he has announced, I'm going to retire in 2026. So now going into this match, the whole audience is aware that this is a retirement tour for the both of them now.
I know.
And that was silly.
But all the
because if that's the match you were going to have, you should have waited till after. Don't tell everybody, okay, I know how much you love me. I love you guys too. There's a lot of love and respect here. By the way, I'm going to retire. And then the next night, do the job after hitting your opponent with 18 different finishing maneuvers that you can't beat.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if he would have not said that, had the match, come out on Raw the next Monday or the Monday after that, give him a week off or whatever, come back, and have him reflect on the efforts that he put into facing John at the pay-per-view, putting everything he had into it, fighting as hard as he could, and I just couldn't pull it off. It's got me thinking, it's got me in my head. Maybe this is it. Maybe I've lost a step. Maybe 2026 should be the year. Now you put him in an underdog position for the final run, which is where AJ should be. In an underdog position. Let him start getting some wins. And that's another guy who's a veteran who's been losing to Dominic Mysterio, who's been losing, I mean, like, underneath people. You know what I'm saying? So I know people were really, really excited about this match. Some of them were really calling it one of the best matches ever. I don't see it that way. I don't think it was a bad match. I don't think it was a terrible match. I don't think it's the greatest match. I could name 5 right now off the top of my head in WWE history that are better than that match. Off the top of my head. If I sat down, that list would get a whole lot longer. So, and in those matches, by the way, I'll put myself on a filter. I'll only pick matches where the finishes were protected.
Okay.
No more than 1 to 2 fallsies, and that's it. So that'll
Mm-hmm.
eliminate most WrestleMania matches because 2 fallsy minimum.
For real.
I can give you all the